Today on the channel, we hop in the car and head to Walmart for the top 10 Monday Night War figures of 2025.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Best of 2025 countdown. And today we're back to Mattel, and we're back to the Elite line, Elites only in this countdown, as we're counting down Walmart Monday Night Wars top 10 Elites of 2025. And of course, the Elite line is a big line with a lot of offshoots, and the Monday Night Wars being one of the most popular offshoots that they do have. Some ups and downs like any line, especially in the hard to find game, is some of these figures were very hard to find this year, and for others, very easy to find. I guess I'd call it in the middle. I found all of them eventually at retail, but maybe not exactly right away. But I did unbox every single Monday Night Wars figure in the Elite line for 2025 this year on the channel, and we're going to count down my absolute top 10 favorites from this line from 2025. And as usual, we're going to start at number 10, work our way to number one. Number one being my favorite Elite Monday Night War figure of 2025. And as I always have to say, this is my list. Put your list in the comments down below. Your list 100% right, my list 100% right. And without further ado, let's kick it off. Number 10. We kick off the countdown, of course, at number 10. And number 10, a bit of a deep cut in the history of the World Wrestling Federation, World Wrestling Entertainment, WWF, whatever you want to call it, way back when. As this guy is a performer that's been around, heck, he's still part of the organization today. But we don't get a lot of figures from this character, and we finally got one this year. Who is it? Well, we're going to Albert at number 10. Would have been amazing if he would have had real fur, possibly number one. Could have been. Maybe next year we'll see something like that. But this Albert, a lot of fun, this figure. A deep cut, kind of, in the pantheon of World Wrestling Federation, WWE history, whatever we want to say. But I do like this figure. It's nice to get something different instead of just all the Rocks, John Cena's, so on, so on. It feels special when we get some one-off figures like this Albert, and that's why he comes in at number 10. Next up, we're at number 9, and I would never say the number 9 version of this character is my absolute favorite. Nowhere close to it, but it is a one-off. I don't think we'll ever get this rendition of the character ever again. Coming in at number 9, Monday Night Wars, Hardcore Hack. Yep, we're going to hack away here. They did get his tattoo. You got to have the Singapore cane. And we also got the barbed wire wrapped around him. Now, you guys know I did unbox all of these on the channel, and it really sucked having to unbox this one, kind of. Well, not unbox it, but take his shirt off and run him through his paces for the glamour shots, because the shirt went back on okay, but it's so hard to get this barbed wire back tight where it is out of the package. Almost makes me want to buy another version of this one just so I can have the tighter barbed wire. Is what it is, but a fun version of course, the Sandman, as he's most known to people. And I enjoy getting these Sandman. I enjoy getting any of the ECW characters, but Sandman WCW edition, a little less than. However, still a cool one-off figure. Hardcore Hack comes in at number 9. Feeling great at number 8, and the number 8 selection here, I would have never guessed would be on any countdown here at the end of 2025. Not really one of my favorite performers, especially this era. However, a cool figure is a cool figure, and for some reason, this figure just feels good in hand, looks really good, and definitely does a great job representing what it's supposed to be. Who is it? Well, it's The Rock. Yep, The Rock, and obviously a huge part of the Monday Night Wars, as we do know. But something about the glasses, the head sculpt, you get the microphone, you get the extra hands to give a little pointing hand, and you get the fabulous Rock shirt. There's a lot to like about this one, and let's be honest, we saw him a lot like this throughout the Monday Night Wars days. Just a very, very fun figure, one that I would say is the sleeper of this countdown for me personally. The Rock coming in extra hot from the Monday Night Wars in 2025. We get into the countdown with another deep cut. Now, this isn't the first time we've got this figure, as this is a different version, a different rendition of this character. I still prefer the original, but I do like the updated joints on this one. I do like the looks of it, especially the head sculpt. Coming in at number 7, we're going to WCW, we're going to the Shark. Now, I don't necessarily think of this as Monday Night Wars time frame, but it is technically the early part of the Monday Night Wars, part of the Dungeon of Doom, Big John Tenta, a guy that never met a gimmick he didn't like, and another very underrated performer that I don't know if gets his flowers like he should have. We got a Chase edition of this one this year, which was really interesting, but I'm glad we got it. I like to get all these different figures, and that was a fun one. But the standalone Shark, regular edition Shark, is pretty fun. Now, I don't think it's as good as his last one, but I do prefer the updated articulation on this one. I do like the head with the painted on beard. You know me. I'm a sucker for face paint, even more a sucker for beard paint. But the Shark comes in number 7. The number 6 selection is a fun one here. This is a character I go all the way back to the GWF days with. Obviously into WCW, his tag team time frame, part of Harlem Heat. You know where I'm going here. We're going to the regular edition TV champion, Booker T, sucka. And you haven't lived till Booker T has called you a sucka, as he did one Monday Nitro to me at a meet and greet thing. Long story, 2-second interaction, but I got called a sucka, and I'll never forget it to this day. But prime Harlem Heat gear. I think this is what most people think of with Harlem Heat, and we know they had red, green, blue, all colors of the sun. This is pretty much your cutting day in, day out Harlem Heat gear. However, this is part of the solo run. I'll never forget when he finally broke off as a solo performer. Some amazing matches with Rick the Model Martel, of all people. And I'll never forget the Best of series with Chris Benoit. And I got to see one of those live in person once upon a time. Even got to see a title change, I believe, with Benoit, but I can't remember which way the title did go on that one. But I definitely love this era of Booker T. Booker T, one of my favorite performers of the Monday Night Wars, and he comes in the countdown here at number 6. Here we are. We're at the halfway point of the countdown. To get your list together, put it in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and my other YouTube channel. We got videos every single day. Yes, every single day of the James Brown of YouTube. That's what they call me. No big deal, Todd McFarlane. But here we are at number 5, and we're feeling a little of that old-fashioned Iron Maiden deja vu. As number 5, we got Booker T, or should we call him G.I. Bro? Man, oh man, a deep, deep cut. Now, before I even knew who Booker T was, apparently he was G.I. Bro on the Texas Independence. Before my time, before pretty much everybody's time. But he did resurrect this character in the dying days of WCW. A deep, deep cut, but this is some of the fun things that we get with the Monday Night Wars line. Not sure if a G.I. Bro would make sense in a regular Elite set. Maybe a Legend set. I don't know. Is he a Legend? But the Monday Night Wars feels right, and I'm glad there's a spot for stuff like this, because as someone that has a lot of wrestling figures, I think to put it mildly, I love it when we get first time in the line, deep cut characters like this. So a lot of fun around this G.I. Bro. Is it the perfect figure? No. But the attempt is there, and I don't think we're going to get a G.I. Bro figure ever again, an Ultimate Edition, any of that kind of stuff. So I'll take what I can get at this point, but G.I. Bro comes in number 5. We carry on our wayward son like a young Kansas all the way to number 4. And number 4 goes to one of my favorite performers of all time. I definitely really did prefer him in the 80s, but he did have cups of coffee back and forth in WCW all the way till the end of days. And of course, an even bigger star over there in Japan, as we do know. Who is number 4? Well, we're going to the Chase edition, and I guess you could call it from the vault, but technically it is Monday Night Wars. Chase edition, Great Muta. And I love the looks of this Muta. I love the Great Muta, but in all honesty, as far as all of his time in the United States, this was my least favorite time frame for the Great Muta. Tag champs with Vampiro, which is kind of cool, but I just wasn't here for all that ICP stuff. What, Todd? Whoop, whoop. Yep, whoop, whoop all day long. This is for the juggalos and juggalettes. We know how we do it over here. But the ICP, what is that? Psycho Carnival, Insane Clown Carnival. Can't remember what they were called at the time. I'm sure I could think of it if I sat here and just ho-hummed it. But still the Great Muta, still one of my favorite performers. Still got the face paint. And I do prefer this over the very lazy, to me, NWO face paint of the regular edition. I definitely prefer the Chase edition. And this one comes in number 4. Whoop, whoop. Down to the final 3 in the Monday Night Wars countdown. And once again, we go to a deep, deep cut. A performer at the time of this gimmick, I just rolled my eyes and I said, you got to be kidding me. Now, I'm all about dare to keep a kid off drugs. This is Todd McFarlane. And we're all about cleaning up the streets and, you know, being nice to our parents and, dare I say, making a difference. And that's where we're going at number 3. We're going to make a difference with Fatu, a figure so nice I apparently bought it twice. I'm a sucker for a hat, and I couldn't decide, so I said one jacket off with a hat, one jacket on with a hat, make it as different as possible, and I don't think we're ever going to make a difference ever again in the Mattel Elite line, so I did pick up 2 of these. But a fun one-off character, as I said before, it's a great way to get some deep cuts into the line, and this one is a lot of fun for what it is. First shown off at San Diego Comic-Con, I want to say back in 2024. A lot of us had been waiting for this one, and they finally found us home for it here in the Monday Night Wars, and it comes in number 3. We're down to the final 2 in my Monday Night Wars countdown, and easily the number 2 selection could be the most controversial in this top 10 list, as this is a peg warmer at many a store, seeing it less and less as one does happen, unless you're Lando Calrissian, Todd McFarlane. But the number 2 one is my favorite era, my favorite representation of this character, and I get a lot of darts thrown my way about that, but you like what you like, you know what you don't, and I respect this performer throughout his career, but I was always here for Biker Taker, and the Underbiker comes in at number 2. Something about the long trench coat jacket, the denim vest, and of course, as we know, denim and leather brought us all together, but it was Todd McFarlane on the couch that set our spirit free, like a young Paul Quinn, Biff Byford. We could go on for days. Love us some Saxon. We love us some Underbiker. Just a moment in time, and I'll never forget this. I think was his first appearance, one of the first appearances of him in this gimmick. So different and just a little bit more, dare I say, badass is what it is. So that's what we're getting here with the Undertaker, the Biker Taker, coming in at number 2, which means there can only be one. What is the number 1 Monday Night Wars figure of 2025 as voted by me? Well, stay tuned. Here we are, we're at the number 1 selection, my number 1 Monday Night Wars figure of 2025. Get your list together, put it in the comments down below, and subscribe to my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, available every Tuesday where podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. But here we are at number 1, and this guy is truly the MVP of the Monday Night Wars line, as I think we've had at least 5 figures in total from the line, and I think we're getting an ultimate in the future, which would make it at least number 6, maybe more, but we saw this performer 2 other times on the countdown, and now he's truly a member of the Triple Threat, as we get a 3rd version here. We're going to the Chase Edition, Booker T in white with the red and yellow flames. Absolutely amazing. Something about this one, something about this gear, but maybe not the most iconic. It's probably the other version, the regular version of this, but this one always looked amazing on Booker T. I think he looks really good in white, especially this time frame. And then it goes back to one of my least favorite wrestling toy lines of all time, but it goes back to the Booker T from the Marvel Toy Biz days. You'd see that all over Toys R Us, KB stores, etc., etc. So very cool, nostalgic link to the past in a modern update. Just an amazing looking Booker T. Love this figure, so much so it became my number 1 figure of 2025 for the Monday Night Wars Elite line. So there's my list. Once again, get yours in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to both my YouTube channels. Check out YouTube channel memberships and Patreon if that is your thing. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. And don't forget my podcast and video cast, as I mentioned. And don't forget my books, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstar Series and The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Maker Series, both available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble as we're talking right now. So for the top 10 Monday Night War Elites of 2025, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?